She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you.
Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Super Bowl 55 recap video. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Let's kick it off with the passing game, as Mahomes had 26 completed passes out of 49, 270 yards, no touchdowns and 2 interceptions, compared to Tom Brady, who had 21 completed passes to 29 attempts, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tom Brady dominated this game in the pass game, while Mahomes, honestly, he did not have anyone, because honestly, I think that Mahomes did what he could, because honestly, Mahomes can't do it on his own. I know people saw how he looked godly in his first 2 seasons, but that doesn't mean that he is the backbone of the Kansas City Chiefs. They have to use all their weapons. And to be honest, that game, the offense was not there. The defense, horrendously not there. I mean, there was a time where they got a pick, but it was, of course, there was a penalty and then it didn't count. But the point is, the Chiefs have to do better on offense, and the passing game, honestly, they did well. The picks weren't really that much of Mahomes' fault, but still, they need to work on their receivers and the people that are catching the football, because there were at times that he was pressured so much that he threw the ball and the receiver dropped the football or tipped it, that was then caught by the defender. But the point is, I think that Kansas City did what they could, but they need to help Mahomes. Mahomes is not going to do it alone. Now let's get on to the rushing game, where on the Chiefs side you got 9 carries for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 64 yards. Then you get Patrick Mahomes with 5 carries for 33 yards, Tyreek Hill 1 carry for 5 yards, and Darrell Williams 2 carries for 5 yards, compared to the Buccaneers, who had Leonard Fournette run 16 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. 12 carries and 61 yards for Ronald Jones. Of course, Tom Brady wasn't running around, but he was there, 4 carries with -2 yards, if I'm not mistaken. That was either because he had to run out or he got sacked. I really don't know how they use these statistics here in ESPN. I'm using the ESPN statistics, but that's just what I'm guessing. Either that or he just ran and tried and get some yards, but he didn't. But the point is, then you get Scotty Miller with 1 carry for -3 yards. Now, the run game, dominated by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They dominated. Leonard Fournette and Ron Jones, the 2 best running backs in that game. Darrell Williams needs to improve. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the best running back the Kansas City Chiefs had this year. And to be honest, they will continue to have Clyde Edwards-Helaire be the backbone of their run game. But to be honest, I'm going to say this. They need more help on the offensive line. Look what happened. Eric Fisher wasn't there, and then Mahomes gets sacked almost every single time. And then you go with not giving Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Darrell Williams the chances to get touchdowns. I know Edwards-Helaire still did a lot, but still, that wasn't enough, and that offensive line needs to improve, because a good offensive line will win you games, but a bad offensive line will lose you games. That's because a quarterback and a running back cannot block for themselves. Of course, there are receivers and tight ends who also block, but the point is, if the O-line is not good, the offense is bad. Now let's get on to the receiving game, where on Kansas City side you got Travis Kelce with 15 targets, 10 receptions for 133 yards. Tyreek Hill, 10 targets for 7 receptions and 73 yards. 3 targets and 2 receptions for Clyde Edwards-Helaire for 23 yards. 1 reception for 13 yards for Sammy Watkins. 2 targets, 1 reception, and 11 yards for Demarcus Robinson. Darrell Williams, 7 targets, 2 receptions, 10 yards. And then you get McCole Hardman with 6 targets, 2 receptions, and 4 yards. And Byron Pringle with 2 targets for 1 reception for 3 yards. Now on the BUCS side, you got Rob Gronkowski getting 7 targets, 6 receptions, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette, 4 receptions for 46 yards. Mike Evans, 1 reception for 31 yards. Cameron Brate, 3 receptions for 26 yards. Antonio Brown, 6 targets, 5 receptions, 22 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 4 targets, 2 receptions, and 9 yards. Tyler Johnson, Joe Hagee, Tanner Hudson, and Ron Jones each had 1 target and dropped them. But to be honest, who won the passing game here? Honestly, I would say the Chiefs if it came to yards. But I'm going to give it to the BUCS because they actually scored touchdowns. And Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown, incredible duo. And honestly, I knew they were going to be throwing it to them. Them and Mike Evans. That was the plan for the Buccaneers. Keep throwing it to them, and if you get Mike Evans open, throw it to Evans. Godwin was also an option. They got options, and the offensive line to protect Brady. Like, Brady was untouched. Was barely touched in that game by the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. That's how good the O-line for them was. And it honestly helped out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because if you give a quarterback time, they're definitely going to screw you over. And that's what Brady did by giving the ball to Rob Gronkowski, to Mike Evans, to Antonio Brown, to Chris Godwin. They're giving it off to everyone. And honestly, 3 passing touchdowns. That is what they need to do, the Kansas City Chiefs. But they can't because, honestly, the Chiefs are good. But they're not that good to actually win the game. And that's what happened as the Kansas City Chiefs failed to actually make a Super Bowl championship repeat. Now, when it came to defenses, I'm just going to say this. 1,000% the defense of the Buccaneers was dominant. They stopped Patrick Mahomes. They stopped Tyreek Hill. They stopped Travis Kelce. They stopped Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They stopped everyone on the Kansas City Chiefs side. Of course, allowing too many yards. But do yards give you touchdowns? No. Do you have to score a touchdown for these yards to matter? Honestly, I can get 500 yards in a single game, but if I don't score a touchdown, does it really matter? No. Yes, I probably set a record, but who cares? I didn't score a touchdown, and none of my other teammates scored a touchdown, and look what happened. We lost the game. That's exactly what the Chiefs did. They gave up the ball to these 2 guys, and honestly, they couldn't get the ball into the end zone. At times they did, but it was called back. But then we get the defense of the Chiefs against the Buccaneers, and that was atrocious. Honestly, just giving it off to everyone. Rob Gronkowski always open. Antonio Brown was open in the end zone. Everyone was open. And the run game was incredible for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when it came to scoring. Especially that long touchdown run for Leonard Fournette. That was insane. And the guy is a ginormous beast, by the way. He is quick and ginormous. I'm just going to say this. The Buccaneers defense definitely won this game, while the Tampa Bay offense was able to keep them in the game. So, honestly, Tampa Bay did very, very good. Now we get on to the conclusion of the game. 31-9. I was looking at this game and I was thinking, okay, they've been down 20 plus points in the last playoff games. They were down against the Bills last week, if I'm not mistaken. They were down in the Super Bowl last year and the games before the Super Bowl. They know how to come back. But the problem is they faced off a defense who knows how to stop Patrick Mahomes. They found out how to do it and they did it, and look what happened. A Super Bowl L for the Kansas City Chiefs. You will not repeat. You'll probably come back next year, but it all depends on what happens this offseason. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions of the world. And to be honest, I'm going to say this. Congratulations, Tom Brady, on your 7th Super Bowl ring, most in NFL history, and most by even a team. I mean, your former team, who you won your first 6 with, you now have more than them. Like, honestly, Tom Brady is the GOAT of football. And if this game did not prove that to you, then you are not watching football, because this guy lit it up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and tore down the Kansas City Chiefs. And honestly, Antonio Brown, you did all your craziness and now you won a Super Bowl. Rob Gronkowski, you went on to go in WrestleMania, win the belt, and then win a Super Bowl in the same stadium you won your belt. Good job, man. Good job to everyone in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no matter who it was. I do not care who's on that roster. I am congratulating all 50 plus players, coaches, and executives in Tampa Bay, because you know what? This Super Bowl championship was won by the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers deserve all the respect and all the praises that they're gonna get. Now that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas. Also tell me down in the comments below, what do you think of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning Super Bowl 55 and Brady winning Super Bowl MVP, and how Patrick Mahomes will be doing as he comes off a Super Bowl championship loss. Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe and hit the notification if you want more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.